Hey, hi guys. Thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel. This is the third video in a series of hopefully hundreds of videos. I hope you're finding them useful. I hope you're sharing them. And one of the easiest ways to share it now is by going to my website, drdanielnightingale.com, and finding the video on the About Us page and then share the link. And that'll be fantastic because I want to help as many people as I can with these videos. So today I want to tap in and talk briefly about past trauma. It's something that I've been working with recently with people, and I think it's a very important aspect of the journey and caring and supporting for somebody who is living with a neurological or a neurocognitive disorder. So I want to talk about what trauma is a little bit, why it would present when somebody is living with a cognitive change, and some ways in which we can manage and even extinguish those past traumas. So first of all, what is it? What do we mean by trauma? Trauma is a response, an emotional response to a very negative, impactful event. So obviously we don't have trauma around positive events, only negative events. Very often we don't get the trauma resolved. Very often we bring it through life. But at certain times of our life, there is a trigger and we manage to deal with that traumatic event. However, what happens if we go through our life and then we are diagnosed with a cognitive impairment and we're going through cognitive change, so we're on this journey? What happens then? Why is it that trauma would surface? Why would it emerge at that time? This is because people are in a heightened state of anxiety and fear, and also parts of the brain that are damaged may also prevent the trauma that we've been experiencing from surfacing. So there's a few reasons why we might start facing those past traumas. We can do quite a lot about managing it and even extinguishing it. So what I've got for you guys are three little tips, three little ideas. First of all, it's really important that we acknowledge, embrace, and clarify the traumatic event. If people are experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder, what tends to happen is the past, the present, and the future all kind of come into one and get tangled up like a big knot of negative stuff. And this is why people experience the nightmares and they experience the reliving of the actual event. So we need to be able to separate those things. So we need to be clear about what the traumatic event was. And we do that by using something called SIR, SIR. This is a really basic model that everybody can use, and we can help people with a neurocognitive disorder or a neurological disorder by implementing the SIR approach. The S stands for separate. It is really important that we clarify what that trauma is. And if there's a few traumas, because there very often is, we need to separate them. So maybe somebody's experiencing two separate traumas, but they're merging together. So we separate them. Then the I in SIR stands for individualize them. When I say individualize it, what I mean is take that traumatic event and give it a personality. Now it's obviously a dark experience, so it has a dark personality. It might be evil, it might cause fear in people, it might be a dark energy. You know, whatever personality it appears to you, that's what you describe it as. So, with every individual and with every personality, there is a weakness. So what you do with the R of SIR is resolve the conflict, resolve the issue, resolve the trauma. And you do that by looking at the individual, looking at the individuality, the personality you've given it, and break it down and find the weak part of that and work on resolving the weak part. Because this puts you in control. It empowers you. If a traumatic event happened when we were children, we are now living in the present. And it's the present moment that matters. Whatever happened in the past is not going to change. It happened. It's not happening. It has happened. Okay, remember that distinction. It has happened. It is not happening now. The most important time for people with a neurological or a neurocognitive disorder is now, this very moment. Not the past, not the future. What happens is we create this fear, we create this stress, and we create this anxiety from a past experience, and then we project it into the future because we're afraid that something might happen again. And it doesn't, because we're in the now and it's not happening now. So follow those tips. Acknowledge, embrace, clarify. Follow the SIR principle. And if there's anything left over in terms of release, things we need to let go of, things we need to release, I want you to do this tiny little exercise. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take 5 deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out through your mouth. This is an example. Now each time you breathe in and out, I want you to imagine placing the thing you no longer need to hold on to, the memory, the event, the trauma. Place it in the basket. Put that in the basket, and when you feel that you've put the traumas, the events, the memories in the basket, then I just want you to imagine that basket floating away. Further and further away, smaller and smaller and smaller, until it's going, until it's going, until it's completely gone. And all that trauma, all those negative memories, all those negative events, you've let go. You've given them to the universe. The universe has now dispersed them amongst its vastness, and you're left with peace, with tranquility, and with the present moment. Enjoy the present moment. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you for listening to me. Share, and share, because all this information, if we can share it with as many people as possible, it helps more and more people. So thank you. I'll see you next week, and have a fantastic week.